What's going on? So instead of me ignoring it, instead of me being like, oh, he having one of them days, let me stay away from him, I'm not going to avoid it. Because intimacy means, okay, if something is bothering him, then that means something is bothering us because we in this together. So I want him to know you're not alone. I'm right here with you. What's going on, baby? Where you at?
And then that check-in happens. You would advise that check-in happen.
I really think that it depends on where you are in your relationship. So a newer relationship, you probably need to check in a little more often. If you have a relationship on the rocks, you probably need to check in a little bit more often because you're trying to bring that intimacy back together. Now, if you are already together, your check-ins may only need to be weekly. I don't advise anybody go a whole month waiting on a check-in. Because, baby, you should be checking in with yourself every day. Okay. Now that's a sidebar. But
Check your own breath.
I'm saying, like, you should know what your body is trying to communicate with you. Because sometimes when we're unable to process and comprehend it in our mind, our body will start talking to us. And we shouldn't ignore it. But the same thing with your partner. You should be able to feel when something is different, when something is a little off, like, what is this? And if I'm able to assess myself and I feel something is off, I should still be vulnerable enough to be like, babe, I feel like I'm kind of on edge. And then he'll say, well, why are you feeling like that? Because we ain't really had no time together and I miss you and I don't want to be far apart from you. But that takes vulnerability. And we are in a society that wants to be like, well, I don't want to be weak. I mean, he can be weak, but I don't want to be weak. And he on his side talking about, well, she can be weak, but I got to be strong. And it's like, but the beauty of intimacy is that I can undress with you, not just physically, but also emotionally and mentally and spiritually. I can say, okay, these are my fears, these are my concerns. And the beautiful thing about doing that is normally he don't even know that he got the right words, but he got the right words. I be leaving the conversation like, all right, he wasn't as bad as I thought he was. Okay, we
Right.
good.
The yin and the yang.
And vice versa. Like him being willing to be vulnerable and intimate in that way and sharing like his emotional and his thoughts, then we can dialogue about it. And then he like, oh, okay, like I'm not off. I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. So that is really the point of intimacy so that like, man, I don't have to tackle this big world all by myself. It's somebody here like rocking with me, like really, really rocking me, not judging me, not casting shame, not trying to embarrass or belittle, but actually in it. And I think that that is something that we also miss sometimes because some people are so uncomfortable with intimacy that they become awkward in it. So then they're like, well, I got to have the right thing to say. Or let me make a joke about it. And it's like sometimes intimacy is just being still and listening. Like sometimes I just let my husband talk. And that's all he needed from me. He didn't need me to have the right answer. He didn't need me to say, like something powerful and, magnifying. He just needed me to listen and he needed an embrace. And I give him that. And vice versa. Sometimes I just need to cry in his arms because life can be hard sometimes. So I think that we overcomplicate what like intimacy looks like, what quality time looks like, what quantity looks like. But I think that for me, date nights and regular check-ins are so important because it reminds me how special this is. It reminds me why you the person for me. You did.
Praise goes right there. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear adventure?
Oh, okay. Y'all, I really love traveling and trying new things. So adventure to me looks like, okay, what can we conquer together that I wasn't able to do when I was all by myself? Because, like sometimes you have these thoughts or these dreams or these visions of things that you want to do in your head, but you really don't want to do them alone. So it's like it's on the bucket list, but you're like, oh, but I need my friend to go with me, or I need my man to go with me. So, like, when I think of adventure, I think about, like, okay, what's on my bucket list that I've been really wanting to do, but I'm kind of nervous. But I know if I do it with somebody, that it'll just be even better. Because then I have that person to like share that memory with for the rest of my life. I think that's really important. What about you?
The
When
first thing that
you
comes to
hear
mind,
adventure, what comes to mind?
I think out of the breaking the routine,
Yeah.
doing something that breaks,
Yeah.
that literally breaks the routine, whether it's for 5 minutes,
Mhm.
hour, literally. Now, the same thing that we just talked about,
Mhm.
building routine,
Yeah.
then turning around and doing something because it's the ebb and flow.
That's right. You need both.
One person needs more adventure
Yeah.
than the other. One person most likely needs more routine than the other.
Mhm.
So it really is the balance
Mhm.
of both of them.
Yeah.
One person thrives on a routine and that brings them safety. There usually is another person that thrives on adventure.
Spontaneity.
And
Or
that
adventure.
is why the two have come together,
Yeah.
because one, like you said earlier, one complements the other.
That's right.
So what we found that has worked in our relationship is really investigating
Mhm.
why we say it at almost every episode, to go within to find out why you need what you
On
need,
the inside.
why you need what you need.
Mhm.
So once we find out why we are wired the way we're wired,
Mhm.
when we come back together in conversation, come up with a plan,
Yeah.
both parties are aware of the other person's need for that thing.
Yeah.
Now you can discuss moderation. Now you can discuss frequency.
Yeah.
But I think that before we get into the nuances of all of that, at the basis of intimacy,
Mhm.
as we review,
Yeah.
is number one, assessing why did we get together?
Why?
What's the relationship based
Tell
on?
me why.
Did we get together to ride off into the sunset?
Mhm.
What if it's raining?
Yeah.
So you can't ride off into no sunset if
Mhm.
it was storming.
Hmm.
So like one of the things that our relationship is built on is helping people,
That's right.
is serving
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
Before we even knew the full reason of why,
Yeah.
what you knew
Yeah.
about getting into this relationship with me, whether you fully agreed with it, whether you fully capacity,
Come on.
she knew that I was in a capacity of serving
Yeah.
in my church.
Yeah.
That has been a staple. Serving has been a staple,
Mm.
and forever will be a staple. And
Yeah.
likewise with you.
Yeah.
You started nursing school
Mm.
the first year we got together. So
Before we got together, I was already in it.